Welcome back student in basic chemistry course. In previous video we discussed about our first unit, that is chemical bonding and catalysis, containing types of valencies. We discussed the three different types of valencies, that is electrovalency, then covalency and the coordinate valency. Hence the electrovalence will be formed in between the two atoms when the one atom can lose their electron and another atom can gain this electron. Okay, then that times electrovalency will be seen. Next type of valency is the covalency. So the covalency is formed when the two atoms can mutually share their electrons. Then that times covalency or the covalent bond is formed. And coordinate valency is seen when the only one atom, the two atoms containing only one atom can share their electron and other atom can accept their sharing. Then that times coordinate valency is formed. Okay, so next, and in today's session we discuss the next type of valency is the metallic bond. So in periodic table about 118 elements are known. On these elements about 3/4 of the elements are the metals, and these metallic elements which shows the metallic bond in there. Okay, so the definition of metallic bond is it is one of the force of attraction between the mobile electrons means the free electrons, and the nucleus of an metal is called then that time bond is formed, is called as the metallic bond. Again I repeat this definition. The metallic bond is formed in between the metal atom, in that metal atom containing mobile electrons or the free electrons, and in the nucleus of an atom, which shows the force of attraction. These are force of attractions which can develop the metallic bond. Okay, so we take the example of the iron metal. This iron metal, piece of iron metal having presence of number of iron atoms. Okay, so you know the any element having atom which having presence of nucleus and nucleus having presence of positively charged protons. Okay, so we write in there, this is the positively charged protons present in the nucleus of an iron metal and negatively charged electrons which revolves around there. These electrons we write here. Okay, so this is generally the piece of iron metal will be seen look like this. Number of iron atoms are present. This atom containing positively charged nucleus is placed here and electrons which revolve around there. These electrons present in any metal, the electrons will be movable or mobile or the free electrons. Okay, and the nucleus which having presence of positively charged protons. These two negatively charged electron and positively charged protons having a force of attraction is there. This is a force of attraction in metal which develop the metallic bond in between the in between there. So this is the called as the metallic bond. Okay, so this formation of metallic bonding, this metallic bonding is quite different from ionic bonding and covalent bonding. Why? Because the ionic bonding, it will be formed in between these two atoms. The ionic bond is formed in between these two atoms. For example, these are the X and Y atom. These two atoms containing one atom is metal and another atom is non-metal. Okay, so that's why this type of bonding is seen in ionic valence. Okay, but the metallic bonds are formed in between the same metal. Okay, so that's why the ionic bonding and metallic bonding is different. Second different point for the metallic bonding and ionic and covalent bonding is the ionic and covalent compounds are bad conductor of heat and electricity, but the metallic bonding or metallic compounds are good conductor of heat and electricity. Okay, this is the two main points which differ. The ionic bonding and covalent bonding is different from metallic bonding. Okay, so on that properties in the metal, so in the metallic bonding, the positively charged nucleus can attract the electrons of this iron metal. The force of attraction is present in between there. the metallic bonding is formed. Okay, these electrons present in the iron metal, these electrons which can attract towards these positively charged nucleus, again they have force of attraction between these positively charged nucleus on that back side of the nucleus, which also attract they having presence of force of attraction between there. These nucleus will this positively charged nucleus also having force of attraction between these electron. So that's why the metallic bonding or the metallic bonds are very strong bond, because these one electrons, any electrons, they have a strong bond in between their positively charged nucleus. Okay, so that's why metallic bonding is very strong bonding. So that property of the metallic bonding, so that force of attraction present between the metallic bonding, the metals are very hard, strong, they show the malleability, ductility and conductivity properties. Okay, so we firstly see the characteristics of metallic bonding. Characteristics. So first characteristics in metallic bonding is the metallic bonds are very hard. It will be hard because they have a strong force of attraction in between their atoms. So that's why they will be very hard in nature, and they are very hard in nature and they are strong. Next, second point is, because of their hardness, the metallic compounds have high melting and boiling point. High melting and boiling point. Okay, so they require very high temperature for melting. So that's why their melting point is very high. Next, third point is the metallic compounds which Third point is the metallic compounds are good conductor of heat and electricity. So third point is the metallic compounds are good conductor of heat and electricity. Why they will be easily conduct the heat and electricity? Because they have a presence of mobile or the free electrons. Okay, so that's why they are a good conductor of heat and electricity. Last characteristics of metallic compounds is having a bright shiny surface. That this property of the metal will be called as the metallic luster. Metallic luster property means the metals have a bright shiny surface. This property will also due to their presence of mobile electrons on its surface. Okay, so these are the characteristics of metallic compound. Next we see the properties of metallic compounds. So according to the characteristics of metallic compound, we discuss here the properties of metallic compounds. Okay, so let's discuss these different properties one by one. So first property of metallic compound is metals have high electrical conductivity. Metals are higher electrical conductor. Why? Because the metals having presence of mobile free electrons will be mobile, or the free electrons will be present. Okay, so in this is the one of the metallic compound, and they are having presence of mobile free electrons, and the nucleus, that is positively charged ions, will be present here, and the one end of the metal will be attached to the cathode, that is negatively charged, and another end will be attached to the anode, it will be the positively charged. Okay, so when we start when we produce this metal in electric field, then that time the free electrons can move from negative end to the positive end. In between these positively charged ions, the electrons can move in that direction. That means from negative end to the positive end. That means in electric field, the electrons can move from one end to the other end. So that's why the electricity which becomes conducted from one end to the other end, okay, because of mobile free electrons, okay. So this is the direction of moving electrons, and these are the positively charged ions will be stationary, they cannot move, okay, only electrons can move from one end to the other end. So this will be called as the, so that's why the metals can be electrically conductors, okay. When the temperature increases, then that times the kinetic energy of these electrons will be increases, and also the conductivity will also increases, okay. So this is the first property of the metal. Next we see the metals have high thermal conductivity. Metals are also very good thermal conductor. Why? Because of metals having presence of free valence electrons, okay. So we see here, when the heat can pass for metal from one end to the one end, that is the hot end, in that hot end the heat will be transferred, then that times these mobile electrons having kinetic energy can be increases, and so that's why their vibrations increases, and so that's why these electrons can move from this hot end to the cold end. So the temperature of the cold end increases, that means the heat can conduct from hot end to the cold end. So that's why the metals can be high thermal conductor also, okay. This is the second property. Next property of the metal is, metals show the property of metallic luster. Metallic luster means metals show the bright shiny surface. Metals show the bright shiny surface. Why the metals can show this bright surface? Because the metals having presence of free valence electrons. Because the beam of light on the metals having presence of free valence electrons on its surface. So now how it can show their bright shiny surface? When the beam of light will be falls on the surface of metal. So this is the surface of metal. When beam of light will be falls on that surface, then that times the surface containing electrons, they increase their oscillations, okay. So for increasing their oscillations, they forms the electromagnetic energy, okay. They can form the electromagnetic energy. So due to this electromagnetic energy, metals can show, due to this electromagnetic energy generated on the surface of metals can show their bright shiny surface, okay. So this property of metals, bright shiny surface, will be called as the metallic luster, okay. So next property of the metal is malleability and ductility. This property also seen in metal because of their having presence of free valence electrons, okay. So the metals having presence of group of these metals, okay, and these group of these ions and the electrons will be present in the metals, okay. They will be present on one over the other, okay. So that's why the metals can be drawn into a thin sheets, and also they can converted into a thin wires, okay. So that's why the metals, this property of the metals, that is malleability, means the metals can be drawn into thin sheets, that means they show the malleability property. And ductility means the metals can be drawn into thin wires, this property will be called as the ductility property, okay. So some metals, those metals are hard, they show that type of property, that is malleability and ductility. But some metals, that is sodium and potassium, do not show this malleability and ductility property, because these two metals are very soft in nature, for this they can be easily cut by the knife. So that's why these metals cannot show the property of malleability and ductility, okay. So next property of the metal is, metals show the high tensile strength. Metal atoms having very strong force of attraction will be present in there. So that's why that means the metals can show the strong stretching force without breaking. So that's why the metal can show the high tensile strength property, okay. So today we stop here. In next video we discuss the van der Waals force of attraction and hydrogen bonding. Thank you very much.